What's up, dudes? I'm the Dominicator, and in this video, I'm going to hypnotize you to show off your muscles. As in all of my videos, you will be commanded to leave a comment at the end while hypnotized, so go ahead and log into an account that you can use for that. Mute any distractions, and continue when you're ready to get hypnotized. Alright dudes, now to begin, just look at the pocket watch in front of you. Then as you look at the pocket watch, the more that you do, the more that you can feel a wonderfully heavy and tired feeling that just washes over you, even more with each and every single swing of the watch. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, the more that you do, the more you feel that wonderfully heavy feeling that just drips and drops on top of your mind. It just begins to melt away your every thought. You can just feel as your thoughts begin to melt, drip and drop down onto the muscles and the muscle fibers of your body. There's something that just feels so good about this. Something that just feels so good about the awesome, wonderful, mind-melting feeling, the heaviness that is dripping and dropping down on top of your mind even more. With each and every single swing of the watch, and with each and every single word that I say. It all just feels so good, so wonderful, so relaxing, and so relieving. It just makes you want to, even more so, just fall down, drip down, drop down, and do an even deeper, and even more relaxed, more passive, and more obedient state. And that would just feel so good. That would just feel so good. You can already feel the call and the lure of a wonderfully deep, sleep-like state. It feels so good as it happens, and the more that it happens, the better and better that it feels. The more that you feel the wonderfully mind-melting and heavy feeling just wash over you. And the more that you also feel an awesome feeling of sexiness and a feeling of the muscles getting even bigger and the muscles becoming even more defined, and that just feels so good. It's as if your thoughts they just melt away, and they drip and drop down onto your muscles. And the muscles become bigger and better and more defined as you just feel even sexier. And there's something that just feels so good about that. The more that it happens, the better and better that you feel. And the more easily that you can just drip down and drop down, fall down and collapse down into an even deeper and even more relaxed, more passive, and even obedient state. Now that would just feel even better. Even better as you feel the morphing and twisting, a turning feeling in your mind and in your body that just makes you want to show off your muscles even more. And whenever I click my fingers soon, then you'll just collapse down into that wonderfully sleep-like state. You'll just collapse down into that state and letting the heaviness just wash all over you. The wonderfully pleasant heaviness just wash all over you as the remainder of your mind, the remainder of your thoughts, they just melt away completely and totally, and they cause a surge of a strength, a surge of vitality in the muscles and muscle fibers of the body. Yet you'll just collapse down into such a wonderfully relaxed state of sleep. When this happens, you won't care about anything else at all except the sound of my voice, my words, my suggestions, and my commands. And it will just feel so good. A wonderful, pleasant feeling will accompany you as you fall down, as you drop down, as you collapse down into that state. That will just feel so good. That will just feel so good now. Sleep as you just go down, drop down, sink down, and collapse down in that state. The wonderfully heavy and tired feeling, just carrying you down into a very deeply relaxed and passive and obedient state, in which you just sink down and soak in the sound of my voice, such a wonderful, warm, and masculine and dominant tone and texture. That just begins to course and surge all throughout you, all throughout the muscles of your body. And you feel an awesome, wonderful, warm, and masculine feeling that begins to overtake you. And it just feels so good as the rest of your thoughts, as the remainder of your thoughts, they just melt away, drip down, drop down, and they form a fuel and energy for your body, and that just feels so wonderful, so awesome. It already makes you want to begin to show your muscles off. And in a moment, when I click my fingers together, then if you're wearing a shirt, then you'll take it off. You can feel a building, a rising pressure, a feeling of the muscles getting even bigger, and then even more. even more defined, and something about that click of my fingers will just make you want to, in that instant, just take your shirt off as you begin to show your muscles off, now. And as you take that shirt off, you can feel an awesome and wonderful, a happy and liberating and alleviating feeling. A wonderful feeling of the air currents around you on the surface of your skin. And that just feels so good, and that just feels so awesome. It just makes you want to, even more so, find an audience to show your muscles off to. And you can even feel, and you can even imagine that I'm right there in the room with you, and that the sound of my voice, it just feels like the presence of such a wonderful, warm, dominant, and masculine male authority figure who presides over you, and an audience for your muscles to show off. And that just feels so good, and that just feels so awesome. It just feels so good having such a powerful, dominant, masculine male authority figure who tells you to do exactly this. And this wonderful feeling just follows you as with each and every passing moment you show your muscles off to the world around you. It just feels so good, and it really cools you off, taking that shirt off and showing your muscles. There's something that just makes you want to flex even in a moment when I click my fingers together, and you'll feel a drive, a desire, a pull that just forces you and compels you and magnetizes you to flex your muscles now. And as you flex, you feel an awesome and wonderful surge of strength and energy that just courses all through your body, all through your mind. It just washes away any and all the stresses and tensions inside of you. And now, relax as you stop flexing, as you just fall and drop and just collapse down into an even deeper and more relaxed, more passive, more obedient state. And that just feels so good, and having such a powerful and dominant and masculine male authority figure who tells you exactly what it is that you need to do in order to get into a better state of body and a better state of mind. And that just feels so good. Having a coach, a mentor, a master to follow and to obey, it makes you just feel so good that it just makes you want to show off your muscles even more, to show off your muscles in public, and to flex in the mirror, and to show off your muscles to yourself and to other dudes around you and other people. There's a feeling of inhibition you had before you collapsed down, you fell down into this wonderfully relaxed and passive obedient state, but that feeling of inhibition, it just melts even more with your thoughts. With each and every passing moment, you can feel the drip and the drop of those inhibitions as they just melt away, and they form a fuel and an energy for your body, the muscles and muscle fibers of your body. A fuel and an energy that compels you, that drives you, that draws you to show off your muscles, to show off your muscles to everyone around you, and to show off your muscles in the gym and in public. And it just feels so awesome. It gives you such a nice and wonderful, a tingly and a tickly feeling that just courses all throughout your body and all throughout your mind. There's something that is just a nice and wonderfully relaxing, relieving, liberating, healthy, and a masculine habit that just feels so good. It's a nice and a wonderful form of a healthy, masculine self-expression that just makes you want to continue to do it. You feel such a wonderful feeling of fulfillment each and every single time that you do show off your muscles. Not only that, but the feeling of following and of obeying that awesome, wonderful, warm, masculine, dominant male authority figure that is your coach, your mentor, your master. That just feels so good. And that just feels so good, and that it just makes you want to, even more so, to do exactly as I suggest, to do exactly as I command by showing off those muscles and by flexing in the gym and flexing in the mirror. You might find that when you do that, you get some good and positive attention, and that good and positive attention, it just feels so good. It gives you such a nice and wonderful and happy feeling that it just spreads, that courses all throughout your body, all throughout your mind. And that just makes it even easier with each and every single passing day to show your muscles off. And even if you get any kind of negative attention, any kind of haggling there's something about it that just seems so ludicrous, so funny, so preposterous. And it becomes a reflection of the other person. and they just seem even more and more like they're just like a clown to you and in your perception. And all of the negative thoughts and negative feelings, tensions that you get, they just seem to melt away, just like your very thoughts, just like your mind. They melt away. They melt away in between the air, between you. They melt away and they drip and drop down even more into the muscle fibers in your body, and into the confidence in your mind. And as you show your muscles off even more, as you feel an even more, the feeling of confidence, and an awesome and a wonderful feeling of a masculine self-expression, feeling of muscularity all throughout you. The more that you do, the easier and easier that it becomes. The easier that it becomes as you find that you don't even need to think about it at all. You don't even need to think about it at all. There just is something that pops out to you about any and all of the clothing that you wear, that shows off your muscles, and all those clothes that show off your muscles are the clothes that you want to wear, and the clothes that draw you, that pull you, that magnetize you into wearing them. Now that just feels so good. That just feels so good to have and to carry with you. That a feeling of confidence, a feeling of uninterruptible confidence. That just feels so great. That just feels so awesome. Not only that, but following and obeying such a powerful, dominant master. That just feels so good. That just feels so good. It gives you a nice and a wonderful, happy, tingly feeling all throughout you, knowing that you're doing exactly that. Knowing that you're doing exactly that, and then you get to feel all of these good feelings, you get to experience all of these good and awesome and wonderful feelings of a confidence and a self-assuredness and a masculinity and a muscularity about you. It's such a good feeling to have, and it's such a good feeling to carry around with you that and even when you come back into the waking world, you'll have bits and traces and pieces of this wonderful and this awesome feeling, and bits and pieces of that wonderful feeling will come back up with you into the waking world as I count you on very soon. And very soon I'll count you on the count of 1 to 5, and as I do, then you'll feel a nice, wonderfully happy, lifting and rising, floating feeling that'll take you back up. It's just as if you have been viewed by an audience, seeing your muscles and approving of your muscles, and there's something about that just gives you and instills you with a feeling of confidence, and a feeling of self-assuredness, a feeling that you have muscles to show off. That just feels so awesome. That will just feel so awesome as I soon count you up from 1 to 5. But whenever I do, then it'll lead you into a nice and half awake and half asleep state in which you'll leave a comment for me. You will leave a comment for your master that says, "Yes, master, I will show off my muscles for you, master." And as you leave that comment, that will become the absolute and total truth. And it will just feel so good as you do, as you show off your muscles to the world for your master. And it will just feel so good as you do. And as you leave that comment, then the last bits and pieces, parts and traces of that half awakeness will just fade, and you'll be nice and awake in the feeling of that awesome, self-assured, masculine, muscular feeling of having so much strength and energy, and that it just makes you want to, and even more so, to show off your muscles to the world. Well, that just feels so good each and every single time that you do. I mean, you feeling awesome and wonderful, a self-assured, a confident, and a masculine feeling. A feeling of just being so handsome, and of just being so muscular, and of looking so good. It just gives you such a nice and a happy, a sexy feeling that you'll carry with you all throughout the day. But now then, beginning with 1, as you feel the lifting, rising, floating feeling begin to take you back up, and 2, coming up even more and further, and 3, almost all the way, I'm back up now, 4, almost there, and 5, eyes open, and wide awake. Alright dudes, check out Dominicator.com to schedule a session with me to get hypnotized and to browse my digital downloads as well. Check you later dudes.